Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sam.
How are
How
you?
are you? Good.
Pretty in
Got
pink.
into work
You're pretty in pink today.
in pink today. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. On a
Got
gloomy
to
day.
brighten the day.
Well,
Yeah.
it's getting a bit brighter out there, so
Yeah. Hopefully it'll stop raining for a little bit of time, but
yeah.
we'll see. We'll
All
see.
right. So
But
welcome everybody. Oops, do you have a visitor?
no, I got to tell him to go in the room and be quiet. Hold on.
Oh, you see everyone, it's not raining today. I mean, it is raining today. And that means that Cheryl's husband, my father, is home from the golf course.
Sorry.
So
Right.
we
A
got to
little
keep
bit of noise in the background, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. He'll talk softly. All right.
okay.
So today's topic.
Choosing a neighborhood and relocating yourself in a new neighborhood. So Cheryl, let me ask you, what are some of the things that you would look at if you were to be moving areas? And maybe we should break this down a little. Let's talk about the person who's moving areas as just a couple, no kids.
I think that the amenities close by would be important to them. You know, whether there's a pharmacy, a grocery store, or a certain type of shopping that they want to be able to access if they go, coffee shops where they can hang out. And I think that they have to look carefully on the listings today. There are walk scores, and
Yes.
that will really give you an indication of where the amenities are. And then if you are of a certain faith, you want to be able to go to a place of worship,
Mm-hmm.
that will be close by, as well as restaurants. So
Right. There's a lot of one size fits all things that Cheryl's touched upon. I mean, your basic amenities like food and movies and restaurants and Shoppers Drug Marts and all those. But as we always say, each situation and each family, each couple, each individual who's purchasing or selling a home, we always cater so that it's unique to your situation. So for example, if you were a young couple, you just got married, maybe you have a dog, you're not ready for kids yet, but we do want you to forward think, because when you're buying, we're hoping that you're going to stay put for a few years at least. A, for investment purposes, because we want to make sure you get your money out. And B, your life is going to most likely change. You may or may not know that. You may or may not have a plan for that yet, but we are always thinking about your future. So we will look at the schools in the area, and we'll ask you, are you thinking public or private? Maybe it doesn't matter to you, but even if it's private, you're going to have to drive them to school. How much traffic do you want to sit in? Go
you
ahead.
also want to be close to parks and walking paths, whether it's a park that has equipment, a playground, so to speak, if you are anticipating being with young children, or even
A
the
community
walking.
center?
Yeah, the walking paths are
Yeah.
important, and dog parks, because so many people, whether they are just a couple with, just have a partner, many people have dogs or pets, so they want to be close to a walking path and a dog park.
And there's lots of people who, I mean, I'm definitely a complete city person, and we walk everywhere. We have no interest, quite frankly, in using our car. Now, let's be real. I am a real estate agent, so clearly I use my car. But, as much as I don't have to, I prefer not to. And being able to literally walk to a gazillion restaurants where I am, or jump on a subway for that matter, it's super, super easy, and all my amenities are really close. Now, for example, we have 3 listings right now, and they're in 3 different neighborhoods. So they really do cater to different lifestyles and probably life stages, actually, if you really think about it. So the first one, I'm just going to use this opportunity to share, and then we can discuss some of the pluses and minuses and the stages of life that it may or may not work for. So the first one is brand new, actually. It just came on MLS yesterday. It's number 39 Madison Avenue. For those of you who do not know where Madison Avenue is, shame on you. But anyways, it's in the ever so popular Annex, which is very hip and trendy and cool. And this particular listing is your typical North Toronto home structure. But what it benefits is it is downtown living, but it does have 2 front car parking. It is completely renovated by TGG Truly. Is that how you say it? I was going to say yours truly, but yes. TGG Truly sounds great. Anyways, it's done very, very professionally, elegantly, and a fun factor. So it's got all our attributes.
It also is close to public transportation because the St. George Bloor Street subway is right there. You are walking distance to many restaurants. You can walk to Yorkville. You can walk the streets of the Annex that have lots of restaurants, and there's parks close by, pharmacy, grocery store, all the things that we mentioned, all the amenities, and the schools are excellent in the area as well. I think, okay, Sam, you want to talk about the other listing, which is different?
Sure. I'll go north too. So that listing, by the way, is for lease at $9,000 a month. So that's for a particular tenant. And the next one that we're going to go on to, at a certain stage of life, who wants to walk out to things, who's okay with stairs, who still has a car and or wants the option to use the subway, or just uses a subway and it doesn't matter. The front pad parking's for your guests. You know, there's so many different stages of life it may or may not work for. They could be downsizing, so they want to lease and they want to put their money in an investment. Next one, 150 Heath, Unit 803. Now, for those of you who know Cheryl and I and have been watching us for a while, you know, this is one of our favorite boutique buildings. We have sold a lot of units in there. We've rented units in there. We've done everything in there. We've held parties in there. And Cheryl's head of the board there. So, you know, we're a little biased, but it truly is a phenomenal building with very high-end services. So it is definitely not for the person who probably wants to be out of town most of the year because they're not going to want to pay for all these services and a maintenance fee. They're probably looking for a building with a little bit less. No, it's, you know, there's also the other people who really don't care and spend. But I'm just saying, people who are cautious on a maintenance fee do not want to spend money on certain services that Cheryl and I love, but some other people might not, like valet service, car valet service, car washes once a week, 2 concierge on at the same time, guest suite, gym, party rooms that are all completely done with contemporary elegance. That sounded good. Yeah.
And it's almost finished.
And the unit itself, just obviously offers, you know, it's actually very flexible in the way it can be used. So it can be used for somebody who needs it. It is legally 1+1. I guess that's the way we call it legally. However, there really are 2 additional rooms, so it really could be set up as 3 bedrooms. It's just not a legal description where you're able to put on a listing. But at the end of the day, it is a very exclusive.
Renovated. It's renovated kitchens, bathrooms. It does have a step down from your entrance, but that enables you to have about a gain of 6 inches in height. So the main area of entertaining is 8 feet 6 inches, which is nice. And it faces southwest. So it's very bright and full of natural light. And it's a beautiful unit, and it's
It's
about
centrally
14 feet.
located, which is very easy access to shoot down Avenue Road, so you can get to the Gardner or go north on Avenue Road and you go up to the 401. You're easy access to Midtown, Yorkville. It's a walk, a few blocks of a walk to Forest Hill Village and a few blocks walk to Yonge and St. Clair. So you're perfectly positioned in the city. The third one is number 9 Pearling.
Three Purling. Sorry.
Pardon?
Three
Oh,
Purling.
excuse me. Where did I get 9 from? Three
I have
times
no
three?
idea.
3 cube? I don't know. Sorry about that. 3 Pearling Place. It's in the Bayview York Mills area. And this is a really special home designed by a very well-known architect who's built, or I guess designed, lots
Rear
of places that you are very familiar with in Toronto. For example, the ROM, McKinsley House. Um, it's a part in the ROM. It is. It's on the website.
Okay, but they did do 2 St. Thomas, and they also
1 St. Thomas also, I believe, part of it.
and they did the Shangri-La
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So,
And
and
that parts
one
of certain
bluer,
malls.
one
Yeah.
bluer
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So
There's a ton. Anyways, it's very well known. It's very modern. It's unbelievable natural light. Everywhere in that home, you will find natural light coming in.
it's about 6,000 square feet on the 2 levels, and the lot is approximately 113 by 150, circular driveway, 3-car garage. The finishes are over the top, and it was really built to commercial standards.
Great.
So it is really extremely well built. You will not hear a squeaky floor because everything is steel and concrete. So it's beautifully appointed, and it's in a quiet little cul-de-sac. And the it's Denlow Public School, for those who know the area, which is very high rated, and the York Mills Collegiate, which also is highly rated. So 3 different properties in 3 different areas. But going back to what you look for in a neighborhood also is you will touch on crime rate, which is important as well, and the age of the people.
I was going to say demographics.
Demographics is very important. And, you have to take all these things into consideration when you are looking, and whether you're being transferred or moving from one city to another, or just a lot of people just staying in the same neighborhood but making a move up.
I think it's also important that you don't just look on Google Map and place it and look around. It's really best to physically, if you're coming from somewhere else, make the trip in, spend some time in the neighborhood, watch the traffic, go there on, if you live in the city and it's easier, go there on a Sunday and go there on a Wednesday, go there on a Friday, just mix it up, go at different times of the day. Just get a feel of what that vibe is and who's walking on the streets. And, is there a park where there are, like Cheryl mentioned, there could be some teenagers that typically hang in an area and the house might be close to it, or just stay away from a few streets in there. Go check out the coffee shop. Go walk the distance or drive the distance to the school. I mean, there's so many things you can do to get a really good feel, depending on what you're really looking for. And what's important to you. So I can't tell you how many times we've clocked the drive to schools on the car.
it's important, the driving, simply because that can also impose on your mental and physical health.
Yes.
How long are you in that car? How long are you in traffic? How much added stress is it for you? So the travel time to and from work is really very important, because if you're in a car for an hour and a half one way and another hour and a half to return home, you're not going to be your best when you return to your partner or your family or the kids. You're just exhausted. So you really have to take that into consideration. And that's why so many people are looking for homes that have an in-home office as well.
Yeah.
So, and especially COVID has really taken such a toll on all of us for different reasons. So it is good to figure out where you want to live and what you want from the neighborhood so you're not disappointed. But speak to your real estate agent, because they do know all the information. And if they don't, they'll find out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So on that note, I've got the TTC if anybody is looking down in Broadview. Leslieville. It's a great area, very happening. Prices have gone up in there, no doubt. And I will make one little comment just on the market, because I said something about prices have gone up there. Just to sort of, how should I say this? Maybe relax everyone a little on what the media might be saying, and some little hints for buyers and sellers. So the first thing is one of my favorite words to practice: patience. Integrity is another one, by the way, but patience. Right now, as a seller, patience is really important. The days on market have increased, but it doesn't mean that your house value has plummeted by any means. And for that matter, yes, statistically, things have gone down a little bit month over month for 2022. But if you compare year to year, month to month, so i.e. March 2021 to March 2022, the prices are up. Still in with the rates, they are still lower than they've been in a long time, like over the years. I mean, we're not at its place of 18% or anything like that. So it definitely is affecting people. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's just, your house might not sell in a week. It'll take a few weeks or a month. A good 30 days is probably a safe measure if your price is right. Yeah. And depending how far we go into the summer, but for now. And the price point of the house and what it has to offer, if it's very unique and expensive, for example, it might take a little bit longer. And I just thought people should keep that in mind, and that we did touch upon it, because I know it's in the media, and the media kind of can be a little bit dramatic and blow some things out of proportion, and just wanted people to be aware of that. Cheryl?
Anyway, that's it. It's a wrap.
Happy rainy Tuesday. It's getting a bit brighter. We're sending light to everybody today, and sunshine.
That's right.
Have a great one.
Have a good one.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.